Hello, everyone. If you have been on secondhand sites like Shanyu or Zhuan lately, you may have seen a very strange picture. DJI drones are no longer keeping their value. Instead, people are selling them fast like hot potatoes. Some people just bought one and are already trying to sell it. Others even put "I quit flying" in the title. This is not just a normal change because new models came out. It feels more like a big change after new rules. Something that used to be for taking photos, traveling, and recording life has suddenly become something the government can track, ask about, and punish. So the market is answering in the clearest way. People are selling. Starting January 1st, 2026, China's new public security punishment law puts illegal drone flying into the rules for the first time. It goes under hurting public safety. If it is serious, you can be locked up for 5 to 10 days. If there is a big accident, you may even go to prison. A news article from Xinhua said it very clearly. Illegal drone flying is now against the law, and pilots must fly the right way. At the same time, starting in May 2026, all drones must have real name registration and remote ID. If the drone is not activated and registered, it cannot fly at all. On the surface, this is for safety. But for normal people who fly drones, the rules have changed. Before, many hobby pilots just thought, find a quiet place, don't fly too high, don't cause trouble. Now the rule is, first prove you are allowed to fly, then go look for a small area where flying is permitted. Also, in many places it is not just, can I fly, but how much can I fly? On the national allowed flying map, big wide areas cover the city centers. Those are either controlled zones, need permission, or are temporarily banned. You will notice something funny. The places you most want to film, city landmarks, night city lights, shopping centers, government areas, train stations, are exactly the places you are not allowed to fly. So, as soon as the rules started, the effect showed up fast. People began selling used drones in huge numbers. News reports say that in January 2026 alone, more than 60,000 drones were listed for sale on secondhand sites, about 200% more than the year before. The DJI Air 3S price on the used market dropped from about 6,000 yuan to around 4,900 yuan in just a few months, more than 20% down. Some cheap models lost more than half their price. Many buyers who take old drones said drones are no longer good value. The buyback price changes almost every week, and some models have almost no one wanting to buy them. Friends, this is not time to upgrade. This is time to quit the game. When the places you can use it get smaller, when following the rules costs more time and money, and when you never know what will happen, quitting becomes the smartest choice. Here are some real stories from normal people that show it best. In early January 2026, a video from a Beijing street went online. A man was stopped by police on the sidewalk. He gave his ID card. The officer's screen suddenly showed, "This person owns a drone." The man asked, "When you checked my ID, did it show I have a drone?" The officer said yes and added, "Beijing is completely banned for flying now." That video spread on social media and made a lot of people feel cold on their backs. Even if you don't take the drone out, the government already knows you own one. Interestingly, that video came out right after Maduro was caught and taken by the United States. So many people joked, the people at the top are nervous now. They are afraid Delta Force will come to catch them. Does Beijing even let birds fly? Jokes aside, one thing is clear. Controlling low-altitude airspace is not just about safety anymore. It has become part of the government's security plan. Around the same time, on January 7th, a Beijing man posted a video. He received a phone call from officials asking him to come in person to register his drone and sign papers. In the end, he sold his DJI Air 3. He said, "I never got to fly it in Beijing anyway. The whole city is banned all year." Friends, when you put these two stories together, you understand why the selling wave is not just feelings. It is people making a smart choice. When a normal toy starts to be automatically registered, you have to explain why you want to use it, and police can check it anytime. It stops being a camera tool. It becomes a risky thing you have to keep explaining. Some people may say the rules are only for safety. Drones can disturb airports and planes, and that is dangerous. But the problem is that the Chinese government is turning safety talk into a big scare talk. On February 4th, 2026, the Public Security Ministry published some typical cases of catching illegal drone flying and said they started a big clean sky operation from December 2025. Look at the words they use. You can see this is not just a reminder. It is punish one to scare many. In the cases, they keep saying broke the no-fly zones and height limits. Punishments go up to prison. The longest was 3 years. Friends, what does this whole set of actions do? It does not only stop bad people, it makes normal people feel the safest thing is to stay far away. And when normal people feel that, the market answers. Sell, quit, throw it away. One more important thing. Many people think the no-fly zone should be written clearly. Airport 5 kilometers, power plant 3 kilometers, etc. But China's rules like to leave a big anything door. The temporary rules for unmanned aircraft say there are many kinds of controlled airspace, and the last one is other areas decided by the National Air Traffic Control Office. That sentence is powerful because they do not need to write no flying over party or government buildings. They can put anything they want into other areas. They also do not need to tell you exactly how big the zone is. Local offices decide and announce it. So, no fly is not decided by law. It is decided by power. That is why you see city centers always wide on the map, and during big events, the banned areas suddenly get bigger. Temporary bans come anytime. For normal players, this is not safety management. It feels like you never know if your next flight will suddenly become hurting public safety. If the story stopped here, it would just be stricter rules inside China. But the real complicated part is what is happening to DJI in the United States. For many years, DJI's built-in electronic fence system automatically stopped drones from flying into airports, government buildings, and other sensitive places. But starting January 2025, DJI updated its FlySafe system. The big change. In many places, the old no-fly, limited fly zones were changed to areas where the pilot must check himself. So the hard block by the system was moved to you decide. Interestingly, 4 days before this update, a DJI drone flew into a wildfire zone in Los Angeles and hit a firefighting plane. The plane had to stop flying for 5 days. So what does it mean that the same company runs different safety systems in China and the United States? In China, real name registration, remote ID, cannot fly if not activated, bigger controlled zones. In the United States, the hard block is weaker. Now the pilot is responsible. Friends, this difference makes many people feel a bit uncomfortable. The same company, same technology, stricter control in China. But in America, they give the risk to the user. So whose safety is it really serving? Before we answer that, let's see what data a DJI drone can collect. GPS location, high-resolution pictures, landscape data, flight path, pilot information. All of this together can make a very detailed map of places and people's actions. And in China, a company that must follow the national intelligence law cannot easily say no to the government. This is not a conspiracy. It is how the system works. So in 2020, the U.S. Department of Commerce put DJI on the export control list and stopped it from getting American technology. In 2021, the U.S. Treasury put DJI on the blacklist because it was suspected of helping watch the Uyghur people in Xinjiang. In 2022, the U.S. Department of Defense put DJI on the Chinese military companies list. DJI's appeal was rejected. The newest step. On December 22, 2025, the U.S. Federal Communications Commission added DJI drones and important parts to a controlled list because of national security risks. This means new models will have a hard time getting legal permission to enter the U.S. market. China's Ministry of Commerce answered by asking the U.S. to cancel the decision, saying it hurts Chinese companies. The U.S. said the ban is only for new models. Old models may still be okay, but DJI's future growth is blocked. In the middle of all this are the normal customers. In August 2025, news reported that a man from Jiangsu bought a DJI drone online to take on a trip to the United States. When he arrived, U.S. Customs took the drone. He argued with them. In the end, the whole family's visas were canceled and they were sent back. The man posted online asking for help and showed his shopping receipt, the customs paper, and the visa cancellation paper. He asked DJI to pay him back. We are not saying whether arguing at the airport was smart, but this story shows one thing. In the high-pressure political situation between the two countries, one drone can suddenly change a family's trip, their visas, and even their future travel record. The funny and sad part is people in China may sell their drone because too many bans. When they go to America, the same drone may be stopped because it is too sensitive. This is called squeezed from both sides. When the places to fly inside China get smaller, and when the overseas market gets more blocked, the growth of hobby drones naturally hits a wall. In October 2025, DJI lowered prices on many products. For example, The Osmo Pocket 3 standard version dropped 700 yuan. Many people who had just bought one were angry. When a company lowers prices a lot, it usually means growth is slowing, they have too much stock, and the market has reached its top. So now the picture is, new products cheaper, old ones lose value. More people sell, used prices keep falling. Rules and market are pushing each other. Friends, by now you can see this video is not only about drone technology or business. It is about a bigger trend. When a government starts to treat the low sky as part of social control, when rules have big open doors, when the borders are decided by power, and when your normal toy is put on a list that can be checked anytime, then even the most advanced tech product quickly loses its just a toy feeling and becomes a risky thing. In this system, you can still buy the world's most advanced hobby drone, but you will find that the safe sky where you can fly without worry is getting smaller and smaller. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. See you next time.